All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to talk about because over the last 24 hours, we have been witnessing some very big moves happening around crypto, more specifically around the regulation and the ultimate acceptance and embracement of crypto in and around the US financial market. But this is going to lead to an acceleration across the board when it comes to the global race to become a crypto hub. And what I mean by that is almost every single nation right now is in a race to become the leader around this tech. Now, the US definitely wants a big piece of that pie because we know that Trump has said that he wants to make the US the crypto capital of the world. And how do we do that? Well, we're going to listen to a few video clips from the recent conference with David Sachs, obviously. But I also want to talk more about how the SEC just completely flipped, and this is going to support XRP in a big way. We definitely have a lot to talk about, so sit back, relax. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So let's dive on in. Let's talk about what just happened, and let's actually address real quick the price action in this space, because I know that that's a big deal to a lot of you out there. And right now, we are starting to see dominance dropping around Bitcoin, which is very good to see. That is being usurped across the board now. Right now, we are seeing Bitcoin dropping from 100K back down to $97,000. XRP trading around like 240. Now, I am recording this a little bit ahead of time, so price action is probably going to change. I'm not too focused right now on the short-term price action. I think that this is just simply a dip in the market. I will most likely be doing a full-on updated view of the market for, the noon video, because if you guys did notice, yes, I do follow a schedule, midnight, noon, and 5 p.m. EST. That's typically my upload schedule, but I have been focused a little bit on the moves across the board when it comes to altcoins, and I have been watching a few altcoins waking up in a big way. I mean, it's nothing like too crazy just yet. But we are starting to see some nice gains across the board, which is very good to see. And it's something that I think everyone should pay attention to, because it is showing us that altcoins are starting to gain a little bit of momentum right now. But we still need to see Bitcoin dominance lose at least like 20% for the biggest moves of the cycle to officially begin for a lot of altcoins. But I'm definitely keeping a close eye on XRP right now. And I think everyone should, especially with some of the recent moves being made around the space. Now, I do want to go back to January 16th, because back in January, we heard a lot from Brad Garlinghouse at this summit. Okay, now what he said at this conference back in January was, with the largest capital markets finally embracing crypto and talk of crypto strategic reserves, and I suspect rather imminent US regulatory clarity, a step function change in adoption is closer than you think. Now, this is what we heard just over the last 24 hours from some big players within the US. This is actually from the chairman of Banking GOP. And this also does include his colleagues, Senator Bill Hagerty and also Loomis, as well as Gillibrand, in introducing the Bipartisan Genius Act. This legislation, which provides a regulatory framework for stablecoins, will expand financial inclusion and ensure the industry can innovate and grow here in the US. This is a massive bill. I want you guys to understand that the imminent regulatory clarity around stablecoins is now here. This is going to be a very big deal. If this bill gets passed, expect some fireworks to happen. Because if we go back to the list of stablecoins, and we can just go to Tether to really kind of see this. If we look at the stablecoin market right now, if we scroll down, we could see all of these big stablecoins. Now, RLUSD hasn't been tracked properly. We know that. For an example, if we actually look up RLUSD on this list, okay, we can see that the volume and the market cap for this thing has not been properly addressed. Sitting at about 53.1 million in terms of market cap. It's not yet close to rivaling a lot of these big players. We know that there was a recent glitch where this did surge to like over 600 million. But we are starting to move up the list a bit here, which isn't too bad. I would like to see a little bit more volume, and I do believe that that's going to be happening very soon once we do start to see some of these moves being made. The big thing is, stablecoin legislation. We know that this has been it's been in process for a while. I think that ever since going back to the summertime when JP Morgan said that, the US is going to have regulatory clarity for stablecoins very soon, I think that was already kind of, I think that kind of confirmed that this was already in process. But we'll see what happens with this. We'll definitely be focused on this quite heavily over the next couple days and even weeks, because I do think that this is probably going to be one of the bigger updates that we do get in the short term. Now let's talk a little bit about the long term here. And when I say long term, I mean just later this year. So Brad Garlinghouse did quote David Sachs because there was a big conference yesterday, and we have any criticism of today's press conference is absolutely missing the forest for the trees. Having the chair of Senate Banking, the chair of House Financial Services, and the chair of Senate AG, the chair of House AG, join the crypto czar to commit to passing legislation for crypto clarity is 100% a big deal and something we haven't seen before. Let's go back to that post. Imminent US regulatory clarity. Check out this video clip from the conference yesterday. This is discussing how the Trump administration and Congress will work together to support digital assets as President Trump directed in his week 1 executive order. Check this out.
The president said in his executive order in the first week that it's the policy of his administration to support the responsible growth and use of digital assets, blockchain technology, and related technologies across all sectors of the economy. And he established an executive branch working group for digital assets, which includes Secretary Besson at Treasury, Secretary Noem, soon to be confirmed Attorney General Bondi, Secretary Lutnick at Commerce, and all the other key administration officials that have an equity in crypto. And similarly, the SEC has set up a crypto task force led by Hester Peirce, which is also looking at this issue. And together, our objective is to accomplish the task that the president assigned for us in his EO, which is to propose a federal regulatory framework governing the issuance and operation of digital assets, including stablecoins, in the United States. I've talked to many founders over the past few years, and they've told me repeatedly that the number one thing they need from Washington is regulatory clarity. They just want to know what the rules of the road are so they can abide by them. We're coming off, frankly, 4 years of arbitrary prosecution and persecution of crypto companies where the SEC wouldn't tell founders what the rules were, but then they would prosecute them. And many founders have even told me stories of being debanked personally just because they had founded a crypto company. All of this approach was driving this important technology of the future offshore, and we want to keep that innovation onshore in the US. Financial assets are destined to become digital, just like every analog industry has become digital, and we want that value creation to happen in the United States rather than giving it away to other countries. This will also, I should add, be much better for consumer protection because it's easier for regulators to supervise an activity when it's onshore. And it's probably not a coincidence that the single biggest fraud in the history of crypto, which was FTX, was based in the Bahamas. By moving the innovation onshore, it'll be easier to separate out the good actors from the bad actors. And we want to encourage the good actors, the innovators, while protecting the market from the bad actors. And I think a market structured legislation with clear definitions and fair rules will do that. I want to say additionally, we're excited about working with both the House and Senate on stablecoin legislation. I know Senator Hagerty introduced a bill today. This stablecoins really have the potential to ensure American dollar dominance internationally, to increase the usage of the U.S. dollar digitally as the world's reserve currency, and in the process create potentially trillions of dollars of demand for U.S. treasuries, which could lower long-term interest rates. So let me stop there, and I want to thank the chairman here today, Chairman Scott, Chairman Hill, Chairman Bozeman, Chairman Thompson. And I look forward to working with them as part of the administration to help turn President Trump's policy into reality. This was a week one priority for the administration, and we're excited that our counterparts in Congress are equally committed to ensuring American dominance in digital assets. I look forward to working with each of you. And with that, I want to say work with each of you in creating a golden age in digital assets. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chairman Scott. Thank you.
So we continue to hear about this golden age. That golden age is the adoption, acceptance, and ultimately the drive of this technology in America. So they want the US to be the kings, essentially, of the crypto side of things. And the only way to do that is by fully adopting in the best-in-class technology. That does include XRP. That does include, Hedera. That includes Stellar. That includes all of these great technologies that are thriving in the US already. Now, on top of this, right, he did say that they're talking to luminaries in the industry. We already know that Ripple has been tied back to Trump already on multiple occasions. We are starting to see some big moves happening. And in terms of the SEC completely flipping, right? We saw over here just in. The SEC reduces crypto enforcement efforts, reassigning over 50 lawyers working on cryptocurrency cases. This is extremely bullish. Now, on top of this, Hester Peirce also put out a great post saying the Crypto Task Force website is live. Join us for the drive towards crypto clarity. And if we actually look at both of these links, we're met with the first one, which is the Crypto Task Force itself, which is communicate with the Crypto Task Force. So you can actually meet with them, schedule a meeting, and this is great to see. I mean, it feels as if we're starting to see some major changes happening here. And we actually have that the Crypto Task Force will help to draw clear regulatory lines, appropriately distinguish securities from non-securities, craft tailored disclosure frameworks, provide realistic paths to registration for both crypto assets and market intermediaries, ensure that investors have the information necessary to make investment decisions, and make sure that enforcement resources are deployed judiciously. So, guys, we are starting to see some big moves happening here around the SEC. And also, to continue this, here we have The Journey Begins from February 4th. Now, this is from Hester as well. And this just basically breaks down how this is going to be the journey to establishing, ultimately, regulatory clarity in the US for crypto. This is a very bullish statement. Now, also, we have from Stuart Alderoty, throughout the former administration's war on crypto, Commissioner Peirce remained a steady voice for regulatory sanity. Today's memo is another rapid step towards turning the page on the mess we all inherited and suffered through. And then he also does mention how back in 2020, he did plan to meet with coffee with Hester, but COVID basically intervened. He actually says that I look forward to finally having that coffee in 2025. So listen, I think that we're about to see some very big moves happening around this space. I'm very excited to see where all of this leads to, but I think that we're already really kind of told what's going to happen here. We're about to see imminent US regulatory clarity, and that's going to open up a massive path for a lot of these utility-based projects. Now, we need to get past some of this negative price action, which has been chopping around this space. It sucks to see, but guys, this is the game that we play. It's as simple as that. We're now back to fearful levels. I'm going to be addressing the market a little bit more in depth towards noon, so definitely stay tuned to that. But I'm very excited about the future for this space. I think that we are on a very solid path, and I think that the SEC flipping is a huge deal. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, set notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord on the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.